Now, I don't like to call people liars, and I'm not going to do that. However, Conor just put out a tweet that I'm going to at least just read and then question, because the claim he made in the tweet, I think the tweet itself might contradict the claim. Okay, so we'll go from there. It's about drinking again. It's possible he's drinking and tweeting, although he said directly that he's not. Anyway, he's deleted it. So now, thanks to your boy, although I'm sure that other people are going to share it too, but you get to see it. Like, that's one thing I don't really understand is, like, if you're Conor and you tweet something, why delete it? Like, you know everybody's going to see it anyway. Like, he could tweet something, it could be up for 2 seconds. Like, everybody's got it, dude. They got it. So we're going to talk about that tweet, and then I'm also going to talk about the Masvidal fight again, because I have something new regarding that particular fight and Masvidal in general. Then we'll talk about that. But before we do, if you are an avid viewer of my content, would you mind subscribing? I mean, I could do memberships. I could do things that are meant to generate revenue, but instead, I'm just going to ask that you subscribe to the channel, and I will appreciate that immensely. I love my subscribers, man. Although in this video, it's possible I might, plug a product. Maybe. But anyway, so here's the deal. Okay, so here's what Conor said. Okay, he tweeted, "Lord, I have ceased drinking my liquid gold, and I may be feeling worse. If this is a sign, abort, please retweet." Okay, so I'm just going to define, kind of run through that again, because what it sounds like he's saying is, I quit drinking and I feel worse. If this is a sign that I should not quit drinking, then retweet this tweet. And I'm like, what? Like, you're not drinking and you wrote that? Like, that's a sober tweet. I quit drinking and I feel terrible. If this is a sign that I should start drinking, then go ahead and retweet. Like, that to me sounds like not having quit drinking, maybe woke up in the morning, hungover, and was just kind of being funny, like still drunk, being funny, and then people are going to retweet it, and he's like, I guess I should start drinking again. I guess I better do it. Because and then he tweeted, "But summer is just starting, my child," quote unquote. So this actually makes me think of something else too. Okay. So, I heard from Bisbing, and I believe he said this on his channel. Hopefully he did, because I'm pretty sure he said it publicly also, that Conor was not going to fight until 2023. Right. I heard him in the most recent video that it was like he doesn't think he's fighting till 2023. So this tweet relates to that for 2 reasons. Okay. Why does Conor quit drinking? He quits drinking so he can train, and he's going into fight camp. Okay. But if he's not fighting till 2023, why? Is that because his leg is not going to be ready? Or is it because he's like, kind of want to party this summer, Like, I'm going to go to France. I want to party this summer. And then, after like maybe around like August or September, I'll quit drinking. I'll get serious. I'll get back into camp, and then I'll fight in early 2023. I mean, because I don't know. This is not a serious, I'm going to stop drinking, obviously. Like, this is, I am drinking. That's why I tweeted this, would be my guess. I don't know. That would be my guess. But, he's in no rush. Like, why would he need to rush? He's got all the money in the world, at least for now. And, he makes money all these other places. Why would he need to rush? Now, the question to ask yourself, though, is if he's not in a rush, how good is he going to be when he comes back? Like, there's just no replacing activity. And it's funny because Mike Tyson actually just said in a thing today, to like advice to Conor, that he should not take a super tough fight. Now, Tyson's advice is not tenable, right? Like, what Tyson said is, he's like, get in there and get an easy fight. And then after that, you get one fight that's a little bit better, the next one a little bit better. And he's saying, like, ease your way back into really serious contention through like 3 or 4 fights. And Henry Cejudo was like, well, yeah, I think you should fight Ferguson. And Henry's saying that as if he's saying that's a tune-up fight, right? And Tyson was like, nah, that's still a really tough fight, which is true. That's a really tough fight. As a matter of fact, I meant to talk about that in my previous video. that when you go through Tony Ferguson's win streak, it's bananas, dude. Like he was beating solid guys all the way through that streak. But so if Tyson says, give him a tune-up fight, and then he means like ease your way up through 3, like that's not going to happen. No, they don't do that in the UFC. They don't give guys easy fights. Conor's going to be a headliner. Okay, whoever he headlines against needs to be a big name. Now, at least that's how they've done it in the past. This is what I was saying earlier. After the Bobby Green fight at 271, I was like, dude, put Conor in there with Bobby Green. All you need is someone who could sell the fight. That's like, you don't need him up against some world breaker. Like Conor's fighting, like when Floyd Mayweather would fight. Like seriously, as a matter of fact, I'm switching this up to actually get serious. I don't understand why, in Conor's case, you feel like you have to throw him in there against killers. Like the pay-per-view is going to sell either way. Why not give him someone that you think he's like, put him on the O'Malley train again? Like just give him a tune-up fight. And so what? Like the MMA community is like, oh God, look at, they're throwing him an easy kill. Okay, well, they're all going to buy the pay-per-view anyway. You know what I mean? Like they're all going to buy the pay-per-view anyway. The casuals, you're all, dude, he's fighting this guy, Bobby Green, and then they watch highlights of Bobby Green, and Bobby Green's sick, dude. They don't know. Like, they don't know that, like people are like, oh, why isn't he fighting Chandler? Why isn't he fighting one of these top 5 guys? So we're like, we're like that's what I'm saying. Like, to us, we'd be like, oh, they're just throwing him an easy win, even though Bobby Green wouldn't even necessarily be an easy win. But I just mean, like, in boxing, you almost never knew who the guy Mayweather was fighting was. At least less than half the time. And it still sold a ton. Sell more when he's doing De La Hoya, sell more when he's doing Pacquiao. But the majority of his fights, it was kind of like they hype a guy up for that fight. So I don't understand. Like if you need to get guys wins, like a guy like Conor, he's like the one guy that you can make a headliner no matter what. So like throw the guy a bone. So I actually think Tyson's right. I just don't think that's the UFC's model, at least not previously. But why not? Like how about you switch the model up? You only have a handful of guys that can really draw, and who they're fighting isn't even really that important when they're at like the really high guys, So anyway, but neither here nor there. I don't think the UFC is going to do that, but they should, business-wise. But yeah, I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see what he does. But here's the other thing I wanted to talk about. So I watched the Masvidal and Colby fight today, okay? Because I think there is a high likelihood that they end up making the Conor and Masvidal fight, because that fight makes all the sense in the world. Masvidal would take it. Conor would be crazy if he didn't take it. That's a great stylistic matchup. Neither of them have to worry about getting taken down. But here's the thing. I watched the Colby and Masvidal fight again. I might want to do like an entirely new video on this. I don't know. I'll just talk about it now. Masvidal looked way better than I thought, because I was there, I was physically there, and he's a beast, dude. Like, he's a beast. Now, before I talk about that, actually, let's talk about IP Vanish. Now, why would you need a VPN protector, huh? Why do you need an IP Vanish? Because people are constantly trying to steal your data, dude. I don't think people even understand like how prevalent it is for people to get their data stolen, to start having these files collected on them. They're looking at your browser history. Like, that's the main thing. Do you really want people looking at your browser history? Do you want people looking at your browser history? Do you want people to know where you are? If you don't have IP Vanish on, you 100% are completely exposed to basically every single app. Okay, look, think about it like this. Do you know how easy it is for me to make an app? If I make an app that's even halfway decent and you download it on your phone, you understand that every single one of those developers knows exactly where you are all the time. And they're collecting your data, they're collecting your your web browser. Oh, what's he looking at? What's he doing? This, and that goes to everyone. If you put on IP Vanish, that goes away. Okay? They don't know where you are, they don't know what you're looking at. It protects you from the creeps. Now, for me, I, again, will keep on saying that if you're overseas, you could turn on IP Vanish and you'll be able to watch all your Netflix shows because you can just put yourself in the United States. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I do this, but that's really important to me. Like, I don't know. I think people that don't have it are crazy. So if you do want to get it, you go to ipvanish.com/Jesse, and then you use the promo code Jesse. That's Jesse for both. So ipvanish.com/Jesse, Jesse, and then use the promo code Jesse. But yeah. So anyway, so like when I watched the Masvidal fight, right? And I really watched it. I was like, dude, against Colby, he looked like good. Like he didn't just look good. He looked really good, you know? Matter of fact, I am going to do another video about that. I'm going to do it just an entirely other video about it because there's a lot to talk about there. So this is where we cut this video off. So if you love the content, subscribe and ring the bell. Look for the video about Masvidal and Colby's fight because there was a lot there, man. A lot there. Yeah, love you guys.